My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Cha Cha Real Smooth, and this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But back in the Sundance Film Festival of 2022, not a lot of movies were being talked about, but this was the one to premiere with universal praise behind it. Everybody called it funny and charming and smart, and I heard great things about it, so I watched it, and I have to say, I disagree with everyone on this movie. I think it's a very bad movie. I do like some of what he's going for about him being in his early 20s, having to make mistakes and to learn from them, and how difficult that can be. I like the fact that he seems to be reflecting on some of his past mistakes. There seems to be a personal angle to this movie, but I've got so many issues with it. But some things I do like with the writing is the very first scene and how it sets the story and character up incredibly well. I also love how Leslie Mann's relationship with Brad Garrett and the main character's view of that is mirrored by his view of Dakota Johnson's relationship with her fiance. I actually think that's some very smart writing. And there was like a 5 second sequence of this fight set to the song of Cha Cha Real Smooth. And it's just like, why would you only give me 5 seconds? Keep it going, because that was the best scene of this movie. But everything else about it just didn't really work for me. Cooper Wave does a perfectly fine job in the lead role. Dakota Johnson is fine here. It's very understated, but I don't think it's her best work. You've also got Evan Asante, who I think does a good job. Vanessa Bugard, who I think does a good job as well. And then you've also got Leslie Mann, who I think gives the best performance in this movie. She's a very underrated actress. She plays lots of the same kind of roles, but she does it so well. You've got Brad Garrett, who I think is good. I would have actually liked more of him. You got Will Costello, who plays Dakota Johnson's fiance, and he does a fine job. I just wish he had more to work with, that they gave his character more depth. You've got Amara Pedroso, who plays this girl named Maya, who just has zero impact whatsoever. And even though it's not an actor, it's a character name, there is someone named Gavin in this movie, and I'm just like Leonardo DiCaprio on Once Upon a Time, like, oh, that's my name. But my issue with this movie is just the overall story. Like I said, there's some great potential here, and the movie does look down on the main character as it should. He's a narcissist. He's got this fun personality to him in the beginning, but then he starts going to these bar mitzvahs more and more drunk and just appearing more and more like a mess. He clearly doesn't have anything figured out, and he's a homewrecker. Like, he is a trash human being. He likes an engaged woman, and he's actively trying to get with her. You know, like, she just went through a recent tragic event. She has a kid, she's engaged, and just none of that matters to him. So that really makes the main character unlikable, but at least they're aware of that. But what they're not aware of is just how awful Domino is as a person. I did not like her at all. The movie puts all the judgment on him for being a homewrecker and puts zero of the judgment on her for cheating on her fiance. And that doesn't sit right with me. Doesn't mean it's all on her. It doesn't mean it's all on him. They're both heavily flawed and they should have equal judgment in that. And what ticks me off most about it is at the end of the movie, they try to get her to come across as wise and profound, as someone who's gone through lots in life, so therefore she should be taken seriously. But it's just like, no, you are trash. You cheated on your fiance. And these two just had no chemistry at all. Like, zero. There was this one scene while they're talking about depression, and it is so cringeworthy to even listen to. What's it like being depressed? Everybody goes through it. It's just this pretentious douchebag talk, and I really hate it. And like, she's the one to initiate every time they kiss. So I didn't like her, I didn't like him. I think they're both narcissists. I think the movie's view on them is very misguided. I think the movie's just not as funny or as charming as it thinks it is. There's some smart writing in what it's trying to do and some of the ideas it's going for, but it's just not handled in an effective manner. I'm gonna go ahead and give Cha Cha Real Smooth a 4 out of 10. But I will say the title of this movie is phenomenal. Cha Cha Real Smooth. It's just fun to say. It's like Tick Tick Boom from last year. But anyways, what are your thoughts on Cha Cha Real Smooth? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.